Alrighty. So a lot of you guys will always comment and ask or hit me up in my DM being like, hey, how do you train legs and then still run? My legs are always sore. Like, and they're all like very valid questions, don't get me wrong. But I decided, hey, why not make a YouTube video showing me training legs pretty heavy. I'm deadlifting, like, you know, training lower body. It's like the same thing. And then doing a little run, and like a short period of time. I don't know. Essentially, today's Tuesday. On Tuesdays, I do back and shoulders. I ran this morning. I did just like a 5-mile easy run. But I deadlift on Tuesdays. And then Wednesday mornings, I go to the track and do like really intense running. So I thought like, hey, I'll film a little bit of both and then talk through some pointers as to like how I go about ensuring that like I don't destroy my legs entirely and that I can still run after I deadlift heavy and vice versa. So yeah, not really gonna be like a full day in the life video. Obviously I'll do clips and everything and whatnot, but the real main focus is just like training, recovery, eating, that's a big one, and what I do to stay on top of everything. I'm also gonna like toss up the 5-mile run from this morning, just so that's there as well as like a credibility factor. So before any lift, I try and just get like some source of just like light carbohydrates just for like pure energy source. So I just have like a piece of toast with some honey and some salt on there for the sodium, electrolyte, hydration, you know the whole deal. So I'm home in Connecticut right now, and it's Wednesday, so this video is actually about to go live. I just like have been super busy, so I'm recording like the talking part of the video now. So it's kind of like future, past, I don't know. But the first point I wanted to make on, and I touched on briefly in the video, was like having like some type of light carbs and electrolytes before a lift. This could be applicable to like a track workout too, or any type of running workout, but essentially like carbs are like your body's main energy source. We talked about it a lot. So you want to consume carbs that have low amounts of fiber, so it's easily digested, translated and broken down into glucose. Your body uses glucose to, you know, fuel your brain, fuel your body. Electrolytes and salt, so sodium, potassium, magnesium are the 3 electrolytes for your body. They all have kind of different functioning roles. Sodium in particular is important for water retention, and that's what's going to help us stay hydrated, prevent us from cramping. And that is why you consume sodium before a long run or before a workout, because you want to hold on to the water that you're consuming, make sure that the blood flow is getting to your muscles. So yeah, having some type of light fuel source, that's why people will eat like a banana. Banana's a great source of potassium, electrolytes, crazy. But yeah, honey, sourdough bread, bagels, bananas, rice, like just like carbs that have little fiber and are going to take little effort to digest by your body and allow for a quicker transition from, you know, the macromolecule of carbohydrates all the way broken down to glucose. It's just going to help out. So there is tip number 1. I also just got a whole new order of like my raw supplements for the month. So I'm gonna show you guys the new pre-workout that we're trying out today. So first up, we have the Sour Watermelon Essential Pre-Workout. I'm a big fan of Essential Pre-Workout, a little less stim, a little more focused, so that's why I like it. And then I'm trying out, if you guys remember, I was talking about the flavored pump edition. It's strawberry lemonade. So I'm gonna mix those two together, throw in some creatine, and then should be all good. First sip, gonna give it a try. Wow, that kind of tastes like the sour watermelon candy. I'm a fan of that one. That might beat out blue raspberry, not gonna lie. That's pretty good. Tip number 2, pre-workout. This is kind of like hit or miss, the whole caffeine thing. I do consume a decent amount of caffeine. I usually have like a black coffee or a coffee and some type of pre-workout, solely for the reason that since you are doing 2 training sessions a day, you are going to be pretty taxed and tired. Unless this is the only thing you're doing, then you could rip a nap in between. That's great. Me, full-time student, do the whole business thing. So I'm kind of always up doing something. So having a little bit of caffeine before I work out is super good. Pre-workout also just helps to enhance like your focus. The pump product, definitely not like a necessity, but it's just like a benefit. Essentially what those do is they increase the amount of blood flow to your muscles to allow for better muscular endurance. And then creatine, that's super important. It just helps your body produce more ATP. ATP is like the main energy source of your body for like allowing the microscopic reactions to occur. Glucose is like the fuel for your body that allows for, you know, blood flow to your muscles, blood flow to your brain. Like that's what you need glucose for. But ATP itself helps your body to produce more energy, which then is utilized in the gym. So that's why creatine is helpful as well. All right, gym fit, Gymshark shirt, Amazon tank top, Gymshark shorts, code HOP. Yeah. Yes, sir. Which I structure my lifts to see the most amount of benefit from like a muscle building perspective and a strength building perspective is power building, I guess is like the name for it, but essentially you have your compound lift, so you have a squat, bench, or deadlift, and you are working that damn near to failure. So like as you saw, like that 605 was pretty hard. And you want to make sure that you're doing that in like a number of different ways, not just from like a pure max out standpoint, but from like a rep standpoint. So like working hypertrophy, or like a speed standpoint, working like power and tempo. Those are all like super important, but like the compound lift should always be like the first thing you start with, and just like work that as hard as you can. Then with the accessory lifts, it's all just kind of hammering and isolating specific muscle groups. So like in particular today, we were doing upper and mid back, and then the medial and posterior delts of the shoulders. And those are all to failure as well. However, that's not like on a strength focus. I do that like on a hypertrophy focus. So like everything is 2 working sets, 6 to 12 reps, damn near till failure. And that's how I kind of orchestrate it. You don't need a crazy amount of volume or a crazy amount of workouts, which is what I'm transitioning from
in bodybuilding prep when like that was everything. Everything was like 4x15 and there were like 8 exercises to lift. Now it's like I have like 5 and everything's like 2x8 to 10, and it's just like a lot more like beneficial for recovery purposes and for just overall like muscle gain. So I'm pretty stoked about that. It was a good lift.
Post lift grub. Also gonna go ahead, take some amino acids right now. Amino acids are super good for recovery purposes because amino acids make up proteins. So like since it's already broken down, your body can just use it and allow muscle synthesis and recovery significantly quicker. So that's why I always take this after with kind of the post-lift meal. Also, I'm gonna walk through and just show what vitamins I take, might as well. So in the morning oatmeal, I always throw in a scoop of the chocolate daily greens from Revive. And then every day I will have multivitamin, some probiotic, omega-3 fish oil, ashwagandha, and then when I'm going to bed as well, some magnesium glycinate.
All right, this one is going to be a little bit of a longer talking clip, but let's do it. So first thing, post-lift nutrition is super important, and you should be prioritizing protein and fats, and of course, you want to prioritize all 3 macromolecules, but like the reason for protein is like protein is the macromolecule responsible for muscle synthesis and muscle tissue tear recovery. So essentially, when you're working out a bunch of microfibers in your muscle tissue, you tear those. Protein helps restore them, comes back bigger, stronger, yada yada. I feel like eating in like a slight protein surplus will always help with like building muscle, because like you want to be consuming protein in a healthy manner that doesn't destroy your kidney, but that you're also like not under consuming and then not seeing any benefits, because like that's like the number one reason why people like don't see any like gains or like new progress in the gym, is because they're under eating. So yeah, protein, that's a big one. Fats are really important for hormonal regulation, and just they're also like the body's long-term energy source. So like glucose, like short-term, it'll keep you like energized in the moment, but like if you are not consuming sufficient fats, like you're just gonna have like really low energy throughout the entire day, and it's just gonna feel like you are dragging. So yeah, fats are really important for just like your body's overall functioning purposes. And then of course, we just used up all the carbs in our workout, so we want to replenish our glycogen storage and just kind of consume to refill. So that's a big thing. Also with carbs, I would say like that's like the biggest one that I kind of mess around with when it comes to these workouts, because you use carbs when you're lifting and then you use carbs when you're running. So you're technically like in like a double deficit when you think about it. So you definitely want to like be consuming sufficient carbs to kind of replenish everything. And I think I talked about it in the video, but amino acids and their purpose, amino acids are like the building blocks of protein. So essentially what happens is everything that gets consumed in your body gets broken down. It's like the monosaccharide version of it, so it's polysaccharide. I'm not going to explain biology, but like essentially amino acids are like the already broken down proteins. So your body can just like very easily translate that into recovery purposes, which is why I consume them after a lift, because I just like absolutely destroy my body. Use that, just helps facilitate the recovery process. So that's the purpose of amino acids. And then last but not least, vitamins and like just like overall supplements. Obviously these are like entirely subjective, as in like the ones I use work best for me. They may not work best for you. They might work best for you, like totally your call. Multivitamin, overall body immune system and health. Omega-3 fish oils, that's important for joints, heart health. And I think it like helps like with hair, which makes sense because my hair is fucking sick. I don't know if I'm gonna include that one. We're just gonna. Ashwagandha helps regulate cortisol levels, which is the stress hormone. So you want to kind of mitigate that. Obviously, cortisol is also like good at times because it makes you awake and alert. But like you don't always want to be awake and alert in that kind of fight or flight, sympathetic nervous system state. So like that's why you kind of like retract a little bit, take some ashwagandha, chill out. Probiotic is super important for diversifying your gut microbiome and just overall like gut health. So that's why people take it for digestion purposes. And I talked about magnesium glycinate, which I take like before bed. That's serves the purpose of inhibiting your NMDA receptors. NMDA receptors are the excitatory receptors in the brain. Therefore, you're inhibiting them. It's going to make it easier for your brain to kind of deactivate, for you to fall asleep quicker, deeper sleep. Sleep is super important. And then the daily greens, that's just overall, a green supplement. You know how those are. Everyone knows how those are. I like the Revive one because they're chocolate and you just throw it in the oatmeal and you don't really know you're eating greens, but yeah. Alright, before we head out, I just wanted to walk you guys through what the track workout is and how I'm going to go about filming it. Start off with a 1.5 mile warm up. I'll probably make this 2 miles just to give the legs like a little bit more of a warm up, and then going into run drills and strides. That's really just stretching, like in some striders, so I'll show that. Next, I have 2x2 mile at tempo with a 400 meter jog in between. So essentially what this looks like is the first half mile will be at like 8-minute pace, the second half mile will be at 7-minute pace, and the last mile will be at like 6-minute pace, like all out effort. I'll probably just do like check-ins, so like after each set of that, because like I can't film the entire thing, that'll be super long. After that, we have 3x800s at 10k pace with a 60-second rest in between. I'll probably be trying to push for like around like 6 minutes per mile. I feel like that's a good like flat baseline. After that, 400 meter jog, and then we have 3x200 just max effort, really working on turnover and power, and then a 200 meter jog in between, and then a 2 mile cool down. And then I'm also just going to show you guys real quick what it looks like inside of Garmin and how I kind of go about planning these type of things. So I go on the Garmin Connect app, I type it all in, and then you kind of just lay out the entire run for yourself, and then you just import it over to your watch, and I'll just start this as a workout and it'll guide me the whole time. So as you can see, estimated time about 1.5 hours, estimated distance about 11.3 miles. So yeah, and I'm headed to the track, which is in Redondo, because the USC track has weird hours. So it's about like a 20-minute drive. It's 5:34 right now. We'll get there a little bit before 6, and we'll just have a day. About to start the 2x2s. I fucked up a little bit and forgot to input the paces, so I'm only going to see like the overall time, not how fast I'm going like in the middle of it. I'll also be able to gauge it, but yeah, I will check back in after the first one. Hopefully I'm not too shot, but let's see how this goes. First round is done. Splits are on the screen. Nice jog. I get one more round of that. Let's go. That was so bad, but so good, so we're all good. Now we have 800s, which should be pretty smooth. Get 200s and the cool down, that's it.
Doing well, man. How much do you train?
I train like say 2 times a day, every day.
Yeah, and how much do you train?
I still got a few more miles, but I'm not saying 11 miles. Appreciate it very much. I'm Luke, by the way.
Jay.
Jay, pleasure.
Yes. appreciate it. Okay, be young guys. You're the ones that can run my circles. Yeah, I thought I was doing okay for my age.
Oh, dude, you're killing it. Shut up, man. You're crushing it.
Yeah, I just did a 5K. It's
Really?
fun. You saw me.
Yeah. I didn't want to hate you on that one. I tabbed.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we're all
I didn't know you're coming on the way. I didn't imagine you're so fast.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Yeah.
Good job. How old are you?
I'm 21.
Oh, yeah. All
Jay,
right.
appreciate it. Pleasure meeting you. Oh, by the way, I'm just gonna be sprinting through right here. So
No, you're good right there. I just didn't want to run into you.
That workout absolutely smoked me. And it is currently 8:03 at 2 hours till class. Knowing LA traffic, it'll probably be a 40-minute drive home. So like, fuck it, man. Let's go get Starbucks. Let's reward ourselves. Why not? I genuinely cannot remember the last time I had a blueberry muffin, but I'm pretty fucking stoked about it. It's gonna absolutely slap. How's it going?
Put us 14 people.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Have a good one.
You as well.
Alright, and now we have kind of just like the last points that I think I skipped over in this video that I wanted to make sure I touch on. Number one, stretching. So like a proper warm up before your lift, proper cool down after your lift, warm up with running, and just like overall stretching. My mobility stretching routine video, which I've done before. I highly recommend watching that if you haven't seen it already. But yeah, just making sure that you're moving your body and just kind of ensuring proper joint mobility to prevent injury. That's super helpful. Additionally, sleep is super important. And like, I'm gonna call myself out on this. I suck at getting enough sleep, but the sleep that I do get, it's either like mostly deep sleep or mostly REM sleep. Deep and REM sleep are like the two important states of sleep, because REM sleep is when your brain is able to kind of synthesize the information that it's learned throughout the day. That's important for learning and memory. Deep sleep is when your body's able to kind of turn off. Your brain doesn't require as much blood flow, therefore your blood can flow out to your muscles, help with muscle recovery. So those two stages of sleep are very important. So like as a college student doing a lot, like I probably get like 5.5 to 6 hours of sleep a night. But what I'm ensuring is that deep sleep, or the sleep itself, is like good quality. You know what I'm saying? So that's a big thing. Obviously, quantity and quality are both important. You should be sleeping 7 to 8 hours a night if you can. I suck at it, my bad. In regards to like progressing to this point of double training and training intensely, you just gotta do it slow, man. You gotta take your time with it. A lot of people just wanna jump right in. They're like, yep, I'm gonna do a 50-mile ultra and then bench 315 the same day. It's like, whoa, buddy, like that's sick. It's a great goal, but like we're gonna work our way up to it. So like I've been training this way. I've been lifting for 4 years now, maybe. Yeah, 4 years, and 2.5 years of running. I've completed 2 marathons. I've done a powerlifting competition. I've competed in 2 bodybuilding shows. Like, I didn't just wake up and I'm just like, yes, like I can deadlift 605 and do a track workout the next day. Like, no, it's just like a slow progression over time. So like, it's really just about like being patient with the process of everything and just like trusting that everything's gonna work out. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of all the tips that I have. If you have more questions, I just like drop them down below and I can try and answer them. But that's gonna do it for today's video. If you want to use code HOP at Gymshark, they're still running that sale, so it'll save you a ton of money. Same as with Raw and Revive and Helomix. If you want any of my training plans that I recommend that have helped me get to the point where I'm at, on my website, linked right down below. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today. I hope you all enjoy, and I will see you guys next time.